Okay, we're recording.
Hello, everyone. This is actually, it doesn't seem like it, but the first Sunday night of the month. I just had to think about that again earlier today. I was like, wait, what? It seems like we've been in March for a while now, but so it is March 7th. And so we want to go ahead and recognize our awesome team because we've got so many people in qualification. We have a brand new district manager. We've got so much going on with our team. So we want to go ahead and just recognize everyone. So first is our all of our new team members. Do you want me to do all of these, Gabby, or
we'll do it by region, and then I texted y'all for the others.
I saw that part. So yeah, so Yin, go ahead and get started.
Yay! So Lacey Range enrolled by Christiana, and then Taylor Williams enrolled by Crystal for High Hopes Region.
Yay! And then for Harvest Region, we had Susanna and Natalie both this past month join the team. And Polly,
for Inspiration Region, we had Tanya, Paul, Deborah Burrows, Catherine Lyle by Chris White, and Annika Sherman. Welcome to the team.
Welcome. And in Rooted Region, we have Liz Dundon, Christine Dolahan, Becky Laser, Dana Howitt, Caroline and Louise Skelton, Sylvia Wagner, my aunt, and then Emily O'Neill.
And Yen, do you want to?
Yeah, so new district managers. We have Lavon, new DM. So proud of her. She worked so freaking hard, and she is enrolled by direct to Christiana.
Yay, Lavon! Andrea, do you
want to? Awesome. And we have Jean Gardner in qualification for area manager, much deserved. She and her team worked so hard to go into qualification. So we're super excited to cheer them on to finish this month.
Go Jean!
And then in qualification for district manager in High Hopes Region is Mel Lago, Brandy Friend, and Zen Addison, or Bree.
Yay! In Harvest Region, we have Gail Harper, Tracy, Kelsey, Marissa, Ashley, and Tori in qualification for district manager.
And in qualification in Inspiration Region, Allison Parker and Chris White. And we have 3 going for district this month that are going to get there. So I'm pretty excited.
Awesome. And in Rooted Region, we have Jennifer Chandler, Caroline and Louise Skelton, Emily O'Neill, Christine Dolahan. It says Jennifer Chandler again, but we'll count you once. Oh. Carrie Engelhart, Hannah Lapierre, and then Judy Gautier.
And then Andrea.
And then for our $2,500 brick earners. So if you're new and you're not sure what this is the building block of our business. If you've ever been on the Getting Started call, we talk about how we all build, no matter if you're a brand new consultant or if you're an executive national vice president, we all build our business in these $2,500 bricks. And we've got a big crowd to recognize from this past month. So Yin, Polly, Jean, myself, Kristen, Lauren, Christiana, Gabby, Lori, Gail Harper, Mel, Jennifer, and Lauren Rose.
Yay! And then Yen, will you do?
Yep, and then region award achievers, Andrea, our area award achievers, AAA, Andrea and Polly.
Yay! And then district award achievers, we have Polly, Andrea, Christiana, Yen, Lori, Lauren Rose, Lauren, and Dylan Fernelli.
And I see consultant award achievers, we have Gail Harper Yielding and Jennifer Chandler.
Oh, and we also had Mel for that too. So
go Mel.
Yay. Okay, so then our VP to be wine and dine incentives. So yeah, for those that are new, we have this every single month where you can earn $30 from your region to get a little fave drink or a dinner, splurge a little bit, 15 minutes of team time, and then we have 45 minutes kind of fireside chat style with top VPs in Arbonne. So you can earn this by hitting your $2,500 brick, achieving your title award, going into qualification for either area or the VP level, you promote a level, or you help someone direct to you go in qualification for district manager with their $2,500 brick. So basically the 5 main things to do every single month for your business, you can earn a little extra on that from your direct VP. So our earners this month are myself, Polly, Jean, Andrea, Kristen, Lauren, Christiana, Gabby, Lori, Gail Harper, Mel, Jennifer, Lauren Rose, Dylan, and Lavon. And it's going to be this Wednesday. It's every single Wednesday after the first Sunday of the month, like our recognition call. So one of these from 7 to 8 p.m. Central. And then this month we have ENVP Kirsten Wagner from Canada. And then our RVP will be a surprise since I haven't nailed that down yet. So stay tuned. Woo!
And y'all, these calls are awesome. Like, you want to be on these VP to B calls every month. The past couple ones have been insane. Like, I'm so impressed by our guest speakers.
This ENVP Kirsten, she just promoted 2 national vice presidents last month. So she's insane to say the least. And they're awesome.
Yeah. And it's literally like a small, like you can see like a small group round table. Like, you can ask them so many questions. It's really cool. Yay. And then Andrea.
Yeah, so our biggest announcement right now is virtual GTC is going to be May 14th and 15th. It's actually going to be just on that Friday only. We just found out that it's going to be Friday only, 1 to 5, but I'm not sure of the time zone on that. So stay tuned for that. But it'll be, so again, it'll be that Friday. And you definitely want to plug in. We're going to do some things as a team together so we can all be watching together virtually. So just stay tuned for everything to come on that, but it's super exciting. So just, we have a lot of things going on this month. So here's the thing. Arbonne was supposed to launch their new website March 1st, and they decided the night before that it just wasn't ready to do that. And so, like, their loss is our gain, that our CEO is so awesome that he's like, okay, well, we're going to be ready to do it April 6th. So it'll be like on a Tuesday, like not right after close, and they'll be ready to go. But in the meantime, all the specials that we're supposed to roll out with a new launch, they kept that and then kept all past specials. So I just want to run through that really quickly. And it's so awesome because I mean, everything is designed like for us to flourish. And so I'm super excited to share like everything we've got going on. So I don't know if you've seen, but we've got like the new blush duos just came out. So they're awesome. They're not in the newest catalog yet, but they will be. So if you've got a catalog, it's in the virtual, but like it's not in the regular. So what that does, it changes the ready to 5 set. So we actually have to change that on our Facebook group as soon as the images for the new blushes come out. I'll be adding that to like the little slide for the ready in 5. But the ready in 5 came out and it includes the blush duo. And if you're not familiar with the ready in 5, it's the CC cream, mascara, either the brow pencil or brow gel, the blush, and what am I missing? One of them.
Lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Thank you, Yin. Yes, that's the Ready in 5. It's an awesome deal and people love that. Okay, so then the other thing is for our 30 Days to Healthy Living, the volume has been increased to 400 QV. So what does that mean for you? It means more volume. So every time you sell a 30 Days to Healthy Living set, you get 400 QV. So that was something really nice. The PC price for that is $276. But it's just nice to have that bump in volume. So then the other big thing is build for more. So this is why they did this, was so it'll fit into the build for more basically. So what build for more is, when PCs get to 400, they get 40% off. When consultants get up to 400, we get 50% off. It's going to be an evergreen special, meaning that we're going to have this all the time. And when the new website comes out, it's actually going to have like a little tracker, that says like, you're this close to getting, like on some websites it'll be like this close to getting free shipping. Like it'll have a tracker saying like how close they are to getting like to bumping up their discount, which is awesome. So definitely you want to let your clients know about that. Lauren Rose, you let our team know about that, which was awesome on our little Instagram group. But, she had noticed like just reaching out to people that they didn't really know that, because they don't always read their emails. And so just like to remind people, because they can really they'll be getting a better deal and you'll be getting more volume out of that. The other incentive we have is the gift with purchase, which is going to be the Arbonne water bottle. So it's similar to the old water bottle that they had, the clear one, but it's now has the new logo on it. It's with every 150 QV order, they're going to have like, they'll get to have that water bottle in their order, but it's just while supplies last. So have your people, if they want it, to jump on getting an order in sooner than later. And then the Team Sales Building Award, we talked about this last month. But basically when an independent consultant promotes or re-promotes to district manager, and this will be like March, April, or May 1st, by selling to their clients and preferred clients, they'll earn $200 team building award. Leaders, so if you promote a district manager in your first generation during that same time period, you will also get a $200 cash award. So pretty awesome way to pad your paycheck. So I know we've got a lot of people in qualifications for district. So again, not only will you be getting your IC award more than likely if you're promoting to district, but which is an extra $100, then you can add that extra $200 to like your commissions and everything else that you're going to be getting along with that. And then of course, the biggest thing that was carried over from last month was the free signups. So $150 order for a preferred client, a $500 order for a consultant. And let me just talk about that $500 order for the consultant. If a consultant gets the like the skincare and the nutrition, which is more than likely like what a lot of consultants do, they can get their fee waived. So I've had some instances where like, you know, someone signed up to do that. Like they went and got an Age Well set or a 30-day set. And then they had like someone in their family, like kind of piggyback on that order. So they were able to save $50 that way. So just something to keep in mind, but it's a great deal. And they're going to keep this going through April. So pretty exciting. And then tonight we've got Lauren Robinson, who's going to be doing an awesome training for us. I'm super excited to like hear like, and just to share with y'all, just because like this has been made a huge impact in her business and just where she's going. She is an executive area manager making her way to region. And so Lauren, take it away.
Right. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see the new faces. Welcome to all the newbies. I'm going to share the screen, hopefully successfully. Let's see here. Okay. Can we see this? Yes?
Yes.
All right. We're going to talk about something. The theme of what we're going to talk about tonight is finding people to talk to in the daily do. But I want to start with a question. I want you guys just to think about this. How many of you know exactly what you would do if you had a 20-minute block of time to work your business? So you sit down at your desk and you have 20 minutes. Do you know exactly what you would do first, right then? Would you call and talk to a team member? Would you listen to a SoundCloud or watch a video? Would you put together a sample packet? Would you reach out to somebody? Like, what would you do? So let's talk about what I was doing. I was doing all of that, and I was doing it inconsistently, and I was feeling a little bit all over the place. So I might, you know, send a text message to someone on my team and be like, hey, is there anything I can help you with today? Or how are you? And just start chit chat. Or I might finish listening to my SoundCloud, because I like to, like Andrea and some others on the team, we like to listen to them in the shower. And I never finish it when I'm in the shower because I take pretty fast showers. So I might finish it when I had that 20-minute block of time. Or I might get on social media and start scrolling. Instagram and Facebook are my go-tos. And you know what I would end up doing is wasting the time. Like I would just be scrolling and looking at people, and just I would get totally distracted. I might do reach outs every once in a while, especially if I saw somebody like that was watching my stories. It gave me an excuse to reach out to them. Or if I saw somebody had posted something about fitness and I was like, ooh, that's an easy in, you know, then I would reach out. And so I was doing all these things and I was working my business, but what I was noticing in my personal business was it wasn't getting me in front of 40 faces, which is our job. That's what we need to do. Our job is to share our bond with 40 people, right? Company, products, business. And that wasn't happening. I was probably getting in front of half of that, honestly. And so I just kind of started to feel stuck in my business. And I've been in Armand for a long time. And I was just starting to feel like I don't have anybody left to talk to. You know, who else am I going to talk to that I haven't already said something to? And I knew that I needed to get in front of new people. And right now, with the way things are, the way to get in front of new people is through other people, right? It's networking. And so I got with my VP, Andrea, and I was telling her this. I was like, I just feel kind of stuck. Like, I don't really know who else to ask. And she reminded me, she's like, Lauren, you have contacts everywhere. You have lists of people everywhere. And so, she reminded me about like your phone, pick up your phone. Let's go through your contacts, or let's go through a social media list, or, your wedding invitation list, or your church or school directory, or whatever. There are like literally names everywhere. And, inside I'm like, yeah, I know, but I've already talked to the ones I'm gonna talk to, I was just kind of like, had that wall up. And so she says, it's a Saturday morning. She says, okay, well, pull up your Facebook list. And literally like my hands kind of clammed up. I was like, oh shit, like she's going to make me do this right now. And so I did. And she's like, okay, you have 1,850 friends and you have showed the one pager to all of them. I'm like, well, no, and for whatever reason, we don't think about certain people, or we skip over them on purpose, or whatever the situation might be. But there's 1,850 people that could potentially connect me to somebody else. It might not be that they're interested in Arbonne at all, but they could potentially connect me to somebody. And she said, we're gonna reach out to 80% of these at least. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. And so we started. And so she said, all right, literally pull up your friends list alphabetically. Okay, we're gonna fish. We're gonna go fishing, right? And I'm like, all right. So I pull up my list, and the first one is Aaron Ford, right? This guy. And she's like, okay, well, who is that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really remember. I think he went to high school with my boyfriend. They went to a different high school. I haven't talked to him since. I don't know. She's like, well, let's go see what he's up to. And it turns out he was living in New York. He's married, has a baby. And she's like, all right, we're going to reach out to him. And I was like, oh God, nervous, uncomfortable, but we did it anyway. And I said to him, hi there, Aaron. Do you remember me from our high school days? I saw that you live in New York. Random favor. I've had a wellness business for about 10 years now, and I'm building some teams all around New York. I would love to pick your brain about the market there. Would you be up for connecting? Andrea and I crafted that together, which you definitely need to work with your VP when you're trying to reach out to new people. And he said, wow, it's been forever. And I'm on the West Coast now, but I'd be more than happy to chat with you and help if I can. So the conversation continued. He responded. All right. We did the same thing to the second, third, fourth, fifth person together. I personally had always skipped over men. I don't know why. I was just like, it was not comfortable for me to reach out to a man and ask if they would look at my business, like I had to shift my mindset from, being like that to I am a boss lady. Like I have a business, I have a wellness business. I'm going to grow my business. And this is networking. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to people and wanting to connect and talk business. That's how it's done. I'm just not used to it. And I needed to get reused to it. And here's the funny thing, you guys, out of those first 5, only 2 responded. And guess who they were? The 2 boys, Aaron and Adam. Adam Bouchard is a kid I used to babysit. And I was like, well, how would I reach out to him again? Like just, but turns out he lives in South Carolina. He's got a girlfriend. He's very successful in what he does. And, I had a coffee date scheduled with him and his girlfriend because maybe between the 2 of them, they could connect me. And so it's just fishing. And I want to show you guys just the randomness of how just getting over yourself and getting over the fear and the nerves and all of that, and just send the reach out in an authentic way and being direct about what it is that you're doing and wanting, and people respect that. So here's a couple more I want to just share with you. I don't know if I can move you guys over here. So Alan Brock is one, a guy that used to live next door to me and my boyfriend when we were in college, now husband, but back then he was my boyfriend, and he lived next door with his wife and kids. And I lived in pretty much a party house with a bunch of boys at this point in my life. And Alan Brock would sneak over and party with the college kids, and his wife would sneak over and pull him back home and get mad. And like, that's what I remember about him. And so we go to his profile, and he's a realtor, blah, blah, he's older than me. And so reached out to him. You can see the reach out there. Hi there. Do you remember me from when Willis and I lived beside you on Clearcourt? We have lived on the Outer Banks now for a few years. Random favor. I've had a health and wellness business for almost 10 years, and I'm building some teams all around NC, including Greenville and Raleigh, because I knew he had connections in those places. I would love to show you what I'm doing and pick your brain. Would you be up for connecting over virtual coffee? He says yes. Okay. Who knew, right? Another random guy was one of my sister's ex-boyfriends, Alex Bryant, but he's living in New York, and get this, his girlfriend is a personal trainer. Didn't know that. If I hadn't reached out, I wouldn't have scheduled a coffee date with the two of them. And so let's see. Oops, how do I go back? There you go. So this one, Amanda, was somebody that I met at an event years ago that I did. And she was interested. So I sent her home with a protein sample and never heard from her again. She like ghosted me. And so I kind of forgot about her, right? But she was next on the list. And I was like, okay, so how do I circle back to that? And I just said, hi there. Do you remember me from a few years back? I see that you are still in Greenville and took a new job. Congrats. Random favor. I've had my wellness business for about 10 years now, and I'm building some teams all around NC. I'd love to show you what I've been up to with my business and pick your brain. Would you be up for connecting? Blah, blah, blah. She says yes. We do the one pager. She orders a 30-day kit, and she's hosting for me. You guys, it's just like, you have to just have the mindset of like taking the emotion and fear out of it and just asking. And so you'll see the pattern, like I tailor it to each person. It feels authentic, but it also feels very direct and business-like when I'm reaching out to these people. Ahmed was a guy that I waited tables with at a bar in college. And he, when I went and looked at his profile, he's in DC. So it was the same kind of ask. But it's just really about, getting over yourself and literally finding a list and just going down it if you're stuck like I was. And so definitely work with your VP to craft the messages. And I would say, especially if you're new, but I've been in this so long, and I wouldn't have sent those messages if it wouldn't have been for Andrea and just having, putting two heads together. And then once you craft those and you can save them, which will save you so much time. And I know we've talked about this on trainings in the past, but I use WordBoard, which is an app that you can put on your phone, and you can save all your verbiage in folders like this. But if you don't have WordBoard, you could use your notes, or you could use the verbiage tab on our team, on our tracker that we have on our team website. So there's lots of ways that you can save that so that the next day when you go to do 5 more people, you can just pull one from your folder and, change it a little bit and send it. So WordBoard is a way that I suggest organizing it just to make it faster. So what did I learn from just having to kind of start over and change my mindset a little bit about asking so much? There's an ever growing list of people out there, contacts everywhere. Nobody's off the table. That's probably one of the biggest things I learned. Nobody's off limits just because they're a man, just because they live here, just because you can't do that. You can't prejudge. You can't be afraid to ask people. It's about fishing, not hunting. Right? We're just casting it out there and offering it and just seeing, who's going to bite. And I learned to detach emotionally from it. And, I have 2 examples I want to talk about here just to kind of paint a vision for you guys. And some of you have heard this one before because I've heard it from Andrea, but just imagine you're at a wedding and everybody's kind of standing around. It's cocktail hour, and the guy's coming around with a tray full of champagne, and he's saying, goes up to a group of 5 people and says, would you like our brand new champagne? It's bubbly and crisp and delicious. You got to try it. Right. And he's telling you about it and how wonderful it is. And 2 out of the 5 people take a glass. Okay. Is he going to be offended that the other 3 did not take a glass of champagne? Is he going to put the tray down well, I quit, No, because you don't know why they said no. Maybe they're pregnant. Maybe they're detoxing, right? Maybe they're like beer. There's just so many different reasons why they didn't take that glass of champagne. but he's going to keep going and he's going to go to the next group of people. And, you know, nobody may take one from that group. And then he might go to the one single girl sitting by herself and she's like, oh, heck yeah, can I have two? Right? So like, you just never know unless you ask. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you guys, I was listening to Donna Weiser, a call by Donna Weiser, and they were talking about the modern method for gold mining. And it just kind of stood out to me that connects to all of this. But miners used to focus on looking for the gold, like specifically looking for the gold, and it would drive them crazy because there's so little of it out there. And if that's what you're focused on, you're going to drive yourself insane and you're going to, you know, doubt yourself and just, it's going to be rough. But now the modern method of gold mining is not to look for the gold, but to just do the do every day. And it's about removing the dirt and removing the dirt and sifting through the dirt and sifting through the dirt, and the gold will be there. It's out there. They know it's out there, but they might have to dig here for a while and then might have to move to a new spot and dig here for a while. They know they're going to find it eventually, but it takes the focus off of, oh, I have to find the gold. Where is it? Right. And it's kind of like us with, you know, finding our aces on our team. We're going to go through a lot of no's before we find aces. We're going to go through a lot of no responses. That's part of it. That's just part of it. We just have to accept that. But we do have to be brave enough and bold enough to send the ask to people, to find those people to talk to, or we're never going to sponsor, right? And that's the lifeline of our business, is sponsoring. So I just wanted to share those little examples with you. And then to wrap it up, you guys, just a little call to action for you guys. So next time you have a 20-minute block of time and you're like, what can I be doing to move my business forward, right? 5 new reach outs and 5 follow-ups. That's what you should be doing first, regardless of where you are. You know, if you're 20 minutes, like sometimes my 20 minutes is what I'm waiting for Oakley to come out of preschool and I'm in my car. You know, either way, it's still going to be the same thing. And then later in the day, when I have the other blocks of times, I'll do the other things. But your first block of time, the first chance you get to work your business, should be 5 new reach outs and 5 follow-ups. And then, you know, tracking them. Okay. So it doesn't matter how you track them. Eventually you want to move them to your spreadsheet that we have on our, you know, our team site. But, you know, I know a couple of us are using the 90-day tracker book. Some of us are just using a notebook or a tear off sheet. But you want to get those 5 names down, those 5 new names down every day. And then you want to follow up with them so you don't lose them, you know, in the pipeline. Because think about, if you do 5 people a day for 30 days, you've asked 150 people. Like, you have way better chances of getting yeses than if you're asking, you know, 2 people one day and 5 people one day, and then you go a couple days without asking. And it really is just about, you know, getting out of your comfort zone, get your ask in gear, what Rita Davenport used to say, and do it when you're uncomfortable, do it when you're nervous, just do it, you know? So I just wanted to kind of share that journey with you guys. And that's what I've been doing since we've been doing it. Andrea and I talked like 2 weeks ago. And so I've just been focusing on the 5 and 5 every single day. And it's definitely putting me in front of new faces and people that I would have not imagined I'd be sharing Arbonne with, and then meeting people through them. So that is all I have. Does anybody have any questions? Or
well, one thing I want to say real quick, just because I saw this question pop up in the chat. So, you know, first off, who do you like? I mean, and literally, like, we're adamant about this. Like, if you're, whatever list you're going through, whether it's your school list, your church list, you know, your phone, the contacts on your phone, or your social media list, expect that you're going to reach out to 80% of those people. I mean, really 90%. The people you're not going to reach out to are people who are already on your Arbonne team or in Arbonne. Like, for instance, there was one person, Gabby, I saw that you said that, and I remember this now. Remember, Lauren, you're like, wait, how did they know Yin and Gabby? I'm like, because they did Arbonne with us. I'm like, move on, next person. So like, that's honestly like the only person you're not going to reach out to is someone already doing Arbonne. You know, maybe if someone's doing some other kind of network marketing company and it would be like, they're super active in it, that just wouldn't be like in good, you know, taste to do that. But other than that, like, no one's off the table. Like, seriously, like everyone is like, everyone knows 250 people that you don't know. And so like, that's, you know, you're just asking them to show what to do. The second thing is, there was a question on there about when do you reach out? Like, this is really important. Like, so Lauren's doing this too. Like, so we use like this book right here. Some people have the daily do sheets. Some people just use a notebook and do this. And we put everything back in our tracker. But there's 5 new reach outs a day. The 5 follow-ups are from the reach outs that you've done. So it's not like 5 follow-ups, like, let me follow up with this consultant, or let me follow up with this person who ordered. You know, that's not your 5 follow-ups. Your 5 follow-ups are literally like, what I do is I check off as I reach out to them. And then if they respond back to me, I put a check with a circle next to it. And I flip through my page, because like, I've done 6 months of this so far. I flip back through my pages, and if they've responded to me, I'm circling. Like, usually they're like, sure, yeah, I get together. Well, I mean, y'all, I'm telling you, it's amazing to me. Before this, like before I was doing this 6 months ago, like I was reaching out to like I was doing the do every day. I mean, I've always reached out to like 5 people a day. The thing was, I wasn't putting follow-ups down. And I mean, like literally, it's like the next day would come, I'm on to 5 new people. The next day comes, I'm on to 5 new people. Like, it's like I was constantly forgetting people who had responded to me, because maybe they were later down in my text, or maybe I just got busy or whatever. So that is super, super key, you know, to like your business. There's one other thing, but I forgot what it was. So maybe I'll remember later. But y'all ask Lauren like questions, because seriously, like she's jumped in, and I mean, like, it's like she has a never ending list of people now. Like, she is an activity. Like, and I mean, that's the thing, is from this, you're asking people if they'll host for you, if they'll see a one-on-one with you, if they'll look at product, you know, like last week, she just got someone who did a 30-day and is hosting for her. So it's just, it's amazing. Like, you have a never ending supply of people coming into your funnel.
Vera was asking, when you follow up with the people who don't reply, or do you? Yes, I will. But right now I'm going down, you know, all the new asks, but yes, you will circle back around. Some of them were already circle back arounds, you know? So Andrea, do you want to touch on that? Like, when would you follow up with ones that don't reply?
So generally speaking, what my thing is, I'm telling you, if you do this, you're like, so out of the 5 I reach out to, my batting average is definitely 2 will respond, probably 3. So out of those 5, and I'm telling you, you thought that Lauren had some random people on her list. I mean, I can't tell you how often I'm laughing with my husband being like, oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe who I reached out to. Like, it's insane. But like, again, no one's off. Like every time I've been telling myself like, oh, I'm not gonna reach out to her, she kind of blew me off before. Nope. Like, what do I care? I'm just fishing, you know, like you literally like detach yourself from the emotion. I don't even go back anymore to see if they've checked the message, because I don't want that head trash going on. I don't want it to be like, oh my God, they saw it. Because a lot of times those people will respond 5 days later. But honestly, I don't want to have the negative self-talk in my head to be like, she saw it and she's not responding. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. You know, I don't want that. But like, they're like, so just to answer this question, I don't reach back out to the people if they don't have a check with a circle next to them, because I'm so busy with the people who are responding, unless it is someone I really want on my team and they're like a top 10 prospect. Oh yeah, you better believe I'm going to be following up with them. And then my rule for follow-up is this: text them the first time or message them. Like, second time, do the same thing. Hey, just circling back around, I really just want to show you what I'm doing. Would you be up for that? Third time, I do a voice text and I just say, hey, I don't want you to think I'm being stalker weird Arbonne lady. Like, I truly just want to show you what I'm doing, you know, like I let them hear my voice. And that's, you know, that's basically what I do. And then the other thing is, with your reach outs, don't be asking me for what verbiage we use, because we're not giving it to y'all. We're not a cut and paste business, you know? So like this is literally something that you need to like take the time to do with your upline. And like what Lauren said is that, because I mean, imagine if we all started sending out the same text, it's just going to be a cut and paste kind of business. Like, that's icky. Nobody wants that, you know? And like, we all run in different circles, but some of our circles overlap, and we just don't want that. But the thing is that like, if you make it authentic to yourself, what you're going to find is that you've got like 10, like I've got 16 different asks. I'm usually going to the same 4 types of asks in my word board that I'm asking people. And I mean, and it all boils down to the same thing. Would you take a look at what I'm doing? Could I show you what I'm doing? Like that's the like the basis of the ask, but like where it's coming from, you know, it might start out like, oh my gosh, it's been forever. Do you remember me from, you know, our kids' preschool days? Do you remember me from, you know, like it might start out like that, or it might just be, hey, I'm looking to connect with people, you know, so it just depends. So take the time to do that. So the first time you get started with this, if you haven't been running your business this way, it might take you 40 minutes to get your 5 asks out because you're crafting new texts, but keep them like the text once you have one that you like and you feel good about, keep it like in Wordboard or on your notes or wherever. And then what's going to happen is like I can knock out my asks. Like my goal is to like do it first thing in the morning. And if y'all read the book called Atomic Habits, this is kind of a cool thing. Where like you basically are attaching a habit to something you like. Like I didn't want myself to like dread doing my reach outs. So what is something in the morning that I enjoy? Well, I drink my detox tea with a fizzy and like have an almond butter rice cake. That's when I do that's when I do it, you know, because I'm attaching myself to like a good experience. Does that make sense? So it's not like it's like, oh, it's noon and I haven't done it yet. And I'm gonna like, and I go to a separate part of the house than like I'm in my office right now, but I actually go in the breakfast room. The sun is coming up. My dog is like tooting around, you know, like, I mean, it's just like, it's just nice. Like it's a pleasant experience and it's actually kind of fun because like once you realize you're just connecting with people, you don't really care if they don't answer you back because you're on to the next person. Mm-hmm. So those are some tips that I can give you on, you know, on just doing this. But I mean, once you start doing this and you've got your asks down, you can literally knock it out in 5 minutes. And your business is done. Like, I mean, the whole rest of your day could blow up, but you've just like pushed your business that much forward.
One thing too, I was just going to jump in real quick, and you might have said this, Andrea, but I put the people down the night before, just because it makes it so much easier for me than to squeeze it in somewhere. So I'm not like thinking, oh, who I've already kind of made a list, but then I have it filled in for the next day. That's just me personally. I like to do it that way, and then I'm just checking them off, and it just really and I really feel like I'm working less.
And my answer to that would be like, if Lauren said, well, I'm going to do that, I'm gonna be like, no, you're not. You're going to like, if you have a list, a pre-made list, like your school directory, your church directory, your phone, your contacts, go in order and force yourself. Like there has to be like, it has to be that it's your ex-husband and that's why you're not reaching out.
No, there is an order. I have an order. I have it all I've already made a list.
You have it like in a list?
And a list. I can pull it up and show you.
Is beforehand, I used to just reach out and come up with my 5 people the night before, but I was searching for my people to reach out to.
No, I have a list of over 300 people that I made, and I'm going through it one by one, but I'm writing them down for the next day. So it's the same thing. It's just, that's just helpful for me, but you're right. Everybody's, you know, but you should definitely be going in order because otherwise you're just going to be like, I just have a list and it's alphabetized. And I'm just going ahead and putting it in. Does that make sense for the next day? Like my 5 new, not necessarily the follow-up because, right. But the 5 new, like that way it's just ready to go.
No, that's awesome. But yeah, like the only danger, like not with what Polly's doing, but with like looking at like not having like a list that you go through, like is that you start to cherry pick. And when you do that, like that's where you fall, like that's where you have, like you just start going for comfortable. Like, I mean, Lauren can talk on that. Like the people, like we talked about this, like who are you reaching out to before, you know?
And it was like people that were following me on my story, and I could be like, that's an easy in, like, oh, hey, you popped up on my story feed viewer list today. How are you? Listen, you know, or if they had posted something, you know, that I could relate somehow, like it was just, yeah, I would spend so much time just searching for who I wanted to ask that day, that I would never get to it, or I'd get to like 1 or 2, you know. And Gabby, I saw your question. Are all your reach outs mainly about the 1-pager? what I've been doing with the going down alphabetically on Facebook, yes, for the most part. So definitely if there's somebody new or I haven't talked to in years, yeah, I'm just trying to get that coffee date to do the one pager with them. If it's somebody that like they've recently seen the one pager or whatever, like if I'm in contact with them more often, I've been asking for Facebook parties from some people. But for the most part, yeah, I want to do the coffee date and just pick their brain and see who they can lead me to.
And that's one thing Lauren and I talked about today was like after a while, so like Polly has a list she's going down, Lauren has a list she's going down, I have a list I'm going down. Well, the thing is, what's going to happen is, and Polly, like, tell me if this is how you envision it, like because this is what's happening with me. But like I was telling Lauren today that like eventually, like you might pull from your list 2 people, but then you have 3 people to reach out to from a Facebook party you just did. And then the next week, say you did 2 Facebook parties, maybe like the next 2 weeks are people that you're pulling from Facebook parties in. So you're not exhausting that list. But then when you feel like you've run out, go back to that list and continue the process and try and book something for them. So it grows your list into more. Like, I mean, honestly, like you'll never run out of people. Like, I mean, you just won't, because I mean, there's 7.3 billion people on this planet. And I plan to talk to every single one of them. So it's like, game on. Like, let's do this, you know? So you'll never run out. And people are being born every day.
Or turning 18 every day.
That's right.
A little like tip that I thought of too, like I know Lauren, you mentioned before how you kind of felt weird asking guys, you know, like whether it's just being married or just like, I don't know, guys, like they have skin though, right? But one of my really good friends, he just got married. And so like in my ask to him, and like guide me if this is something someone wouldn't do, but you know, my ask was, oh my goodness, we're both married, crazy. I would love to get to know your new wife because I haven't ever met this girl. And my ask was very similar to Lauren's, and like, I would love to show you guys what I'm doing. And then that way, not only am I getting in front of my guy friend without him thinking it's weird that I'm like reaching out after all this time, like I get to know his wife. And like you said, that one wife was a personal trainer. So like get to know her story and like see what her background is. And maybe we'll have a connection just as girls. But also that might just alleviate anyone else who feels like it might be weird to ask a guy or someone who's married, you know, asking if the couple would be willing to get on here. Like, oh, the 2 of you, you know, or I even wrote to my husband and one, I'm like, we could have like a double date even like next time. So if anyone was thinking that too.
Yeah, because Lauren did ask the question when we reached out. She's like, isn't he going to think I'm hitting on him? Like, no, said no guy ever to me when I reached out to him.
That was so good. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren, for the great
I hope it was helpful.
That was so good.
Super awesome. Thank you. And then we'll see everyone on the VP to be call, everyone, all the earners for that on this week. So we're super excited about that. And then otherwise, we'll talk to everyone on Sunday of next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye,